What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and we are finally back for some F1 25 gameplay. It felt like it's been like maybe about a couple months or so, but we are back, and Rapid Race League has returned for season number 6. We are on the 6th season. It is a crazy journey with what we've been through. But obviously, welcome back to opening weekend for Rapid Race League. You're going to see gameplay of the Australian Grand Prix, and should be a pretty fun one. Obviously, by the title of this video, I by the thumbnail, obviously, my wheel did break in the middle of this race. So thankfully, I did get a new one. Actually, funny enough, this is actually the new one. I have the old one right over here. Um, yeah, it has been through some wear and tear. Obviously, I don't know if you guys can see it very well. The suede or whatever is just coming apart, and this is snapped, and over here, and the buttons, I think this button falls out all the time. The tape and all that stuff. It's just been through some wear and tear. And then the back, that's kind of where the issue is. For some reason, it's just a thing, I guess, with Rustmaster products. And yeah, in the middle of the race, it just kept on disconnecting, and actually, at one point in time, the screen like shut off completely. Thankfully, I was able to finish the race and try to get the wheel back on, and it worked for a little bit, and then at that point, it just kind of gave up. So, got the new one on, brand new. It's the same wheel. I just went with the same thing, obviously. What I did do is I did swap the paddle shifters onto the old one to the new one. These ones are a little bit more quieter compared to this one, where you could probably hear it. It's just ridiculously loud, and I'm not a fan of that. So obviously swap that over, but yeah, honestly hoping it gets a lot better. And I don't think it's anything with the motor. If it is with the motor, then I'm gonna have to get a whole new motor. But the goal is to run this setup until it basically burns down at that point. But yeah, I'm not gonna waste any more of your time on the intro. There will be no outro in this video, guys. I will talk about the outro more when we do a little post-race review and we take a look at the standings and all that. But hope you guys enjoy this video. Had really fun time making it, and I will see you guys at the end. Oh, thank God. It's dry. Jesus Christ, I feel like we haven't had a dry race in like forever. Finally, not a wet session, actually a dry session. I feel like it's been forever since we've actually ever had a dry session. Well, we did technically in the finale, but yeah, it's been raining a lot in Division 1, but hopefully we can have a little bit of a dry session, or at least a couple of races. But here we go for round number 1. We are underway for the qualifying session here around Australia, and this is probably one of my more favorite tracks. I mean, if anybody doesn't like Australia, then I don't know what type of track you're on, but you're smoking something, because this track is honestly a really great track to nail a lap in, and we're just going to try to get a good banker lap in just to set at least some sort of a limit. We're going to come across the line now. It's a 1:16.2. Not into the 1:15s just yet. I think we can find somewhere into the 1:15s. I do believe in that. So obviously now a new rule coming in. Inter's pole has now been implemented, so I think you got about 8 minutes. I never really knew what it meant. But yeah, you get Inter's pole, and if you just set the fast lap, then you get an extra point. So here we go for the second lap of the push laps. Obviously, you got to find some time. I think I made a mistake coming through here. I kind of had a little bit of a moment where the car kind of stepped out as we approached this fast corner now, and there we go. That's found a lot of times. We're almost 2 tenths up at the moment. Now 3 tenths found in that chicane, so that was really not chicane, that fast right-hander, which was really needed, as we definitely needed to find a lot more time. But definitely see now trying to cut this curve here as well. Found a lot more time actually cutting that curve. Now we're down to about half a second. We're going to cross the line. It's going to be actually a pretty decent lap. It's a 1:15.7, and that puts us P2. 3 tenths off PRL Optic, who is now in the Alpine. He was traded in the off-season. So he's in the Alpine. He is the new target. Reimer P2. So we have an Alpine 1-2. I'm in 3rd. Ethan Turfey, who is in 4th. And Docta, who was in 5th. Docta in a brand new team this season as well in the Red Bull. and we have Bard at P6. So yeah, this qualifying session is very tight. A little bit shocked to see Spicy that low. He's usually a lot quicker than that. Maybe just not having the confidence in the car, or he's just not feeling the qualifying session. I mean, that could always be a factor, I guess you could say. But here we go for the final lap. This is going to be hopefully a lap 4 pole position. It's very tight though, but so far we have that P3, so let's see if we can try to keep it down into number 1 as we go. Actually hit that pretty well, already up by about a couple of milliseconds now, as we're going to get a little bit of a slip from ABJ, and he's obviously reserving for McLaren. Obviously his drivers can't make it, but you can see right here the car kind of steps out just a little bit there. Tires are starting to overheat just a little bit here, but obviously you got to find some more time. Obviously only up by a couple milliseconds, so it's not the time that we want. And there we go, we find roughly about a tenth, roughly almost 2/10 now. Burn all the battery down here, and then you want to basically burn to about 40%, and then kind of just keep it like here. Now this corner is going to be very tricky, so hopefully we do master this right as we approach through there. A little bit wide, and that's not ideal. We lost actually a lot of time. We didn't really cut that curb as much as I wanted to do. It's still not over yet. We still have a good shot of getting into somewhat of a good position here. Down into 3rd gear, slight lock up at the rear, and we've lost a little bit of time, but nothing too much as we come now down flat out completely, going down into 3rd gear here, and approaching the final corner now. Where is this going to put us? Roughly up by actually a tenth, so we're not finding too much time. It's actually going to probably put us maybe P4, and yes it did, we go P4 ahead of Ethan Turpey, who actually set a pretty good lap as well. So we could have been actually probably maybe P2 if we just kind of nailed that final sector. It depends on what Docta does here, and Docta calls it, and he actually invalidated. So yeah, that time was very close, as you could just tell by my reaction I was talking about. It was pretty tight up there, that is for sure. So yeah, there is your qualifying order. Optic with pole position, Docta 2nd, Reimer 3rd, and ourselves 4th. Probably would have got me up to 2nd maybe. Damn, so close. Very tight, but pole position probably maybe could have been possible. I'm not 100% sure though. I don't really like being on pole position anyways, because it's not really, I don't have the greatest luck starting in pole position, but it's gonna be a one-stop strategy here. They're actually recommending the hard to begin with and the mediums toward the end. I think the hard is going to be the better race tire at the end of the race, so we're going to go with that. And we did go with a balance. I think we just went with a balance, so we have 2 sets of mediums, I think 1 set of hards. So if there is a late race safety car, then we might go there. But yeah, honestly, kind of just depends. So we'll talk some strategy here and see what happens. But I'm thinking about medium to hard might be the best strat. The medium's going to be yeah, medium's hard decision right now. Not sure. I don't know how bad the fuel burn is. I'm just gonna go like that. Just gonna go with this. Setup's a bit tricky, so just remember to. The setup is a little bit tricky, but I think we'll be just fine as we go for the 5 lights here. Starting for season number 6 of Rapid Race League, and we are underway. Or actually season 5, I apologize. I cannot clearly commentate properly today as we head down into number 1 as we go. Ahead of Ethan Turpey. Ethan actually got a lot more of a better start. Reimer gets a 3-second time penalty, and obviously, if you've been living under a bus, there is a bit of a track limits glitch going on in F125, so he will most likely try to get that removed. So if we do get one, we can get it removed, but if we get 2 other warnings, we will not be able to appeal that warning. But we'll keep going through now and trying to just stay with this top 3 if I can. Now this is the main question, to see if how much we've actually improved on this game, because if we easily lose back to these 3, then we are really in the mud. But just trying to follow Reimer through. Not in a voice call with Reimer this week, unfortunately. I've been having issues trying to connect into a call with him, so we don't actually have a communication line open. So I'm kind of going mode rogue. So I meet him to talk about a little bit of strategies. Yet we're both on different teams, but obviously, I mean, we've always talked about strategy between us 2, and we've also had a really good friendship outside of the game. So obviously, not having him in our ear is going to be a little bit tricky. just to kind of see, because sometimes he helps me out, I help him out with a little bit of stuff. But lap 3 as we go. Bard is staying with us as well in the Aston Martin, and obviously Ethan Turpey has kind of lost a little bit of time, but Docta and Optic are going at it for first and second. Docta just kind of sitting behind Optic at the moment. Optic is just kind of defending, managing the battery. Reimer's just kind of there, and it's just going to be really a DRS train at this point. The only way we can maybe make an opportunity is if Docta or Optic make some sort of contact. If one of them just runs each other off the track, that might give us an opportunity to slide back into that position, but honestly I'm not 100% sure at the moment. But yeah, we'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens, I guess you could say. But lap 5 now, and yeah, it's just been a consistent DRS trend. We have dropped Ethan Turpey, who actually has lost time to Bard as well, so Bard has also been dropped in that moment. But actually Docta goes down on the inside on Optic. He gives him a little bit of a squeeze there, and he's going to lose time to actually Reimer. We're also going to pounce on Optic here, so Optic might go from first to fourth as we head down, and Reimer making a pass on Docta. We actually missed the breaking point completely and almost lost the car. We catch it thankfully on the exit. That was a stupid moment for me. I just completely let off the brakes too early, and I just got on the throttle too happy. So now we got to try to get back into that DRS range, which we should have, and obviously if those two keep on battling, it will open up an opportunity. But yeah, that was a little bit scary between me and Optic. That was on me. That's my bad. Sorry, Optic.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 12.1 seconds.
I just fucking released the brakes way too quickly. Totally apologize to Optic. I did not mean to scare him through there. Wasn't my intention. I just completely just made a mistake, and it wasn't ideal. But you can see Docta defending from Optic. Optic was trying to sneak his nose on the inside. He was not having any of that at the moment, so we're still sitting in P4. Bard has caught back up to this train. Obviously we were fighting. Spicy has moved up to P6. Spicy's on a different strategy. He's actually on the hard tires, so this top 8 has closed the gap though, from everybody down to about 8th place, which I believe the last car in that train, I want to say, is maybe the Williams of Ethan Turpey. That is kind of the range that everybody's at, so it's just one big DRS train as Spicy gets a 3-second time penalty. Obviously maybe that was a glitch, or he got caught up in something. But you can see Optic goes on the inside on Docta. They make even more contact between the two. Red Bull versus 2 Alpines at the moment, and you have a V-Carb, which honestly has no idea how he's even up here, but he's up here somewhere, and he's fighting with the big boys, so he's giving it everything. And Bard behind here as well, so you can just see it's just one big DRS train at the moment. And it's not ideal because DRS trains suck in this situation, but nothing you could really do at the moment. But a lap down, we go out wide, and oh, there's a 3-second time penalty. That's a shame. Big shame indeed. I was trying to keep it clean, and a little bit of a moment there, just kind of got caught out with understeer, and you can see that Reimer's trying to a little bit break that toe. We're not going to follow that toe through. We're a little bit too far back, and Bard didn't really follow it behind as well, so didn't really see a point in doing that. But lap 10 still, Docta's actually losing time to Reimer, so Docta is really struggling on his tires maybe, or he is just, maybe he made a mistake somewhere, but he's actually still got a 3-second time penalty. But Docta might be calling it into the pits. Yes, he does. Docta pits, and we're going to sit behind Optic now and try to see if we can just follow Optic through, and Optic is lost time to Reimer, obviously sitting behind him. So Optic is very quick, so he can easily get back into that DRS range. He's got clean air now, and let's see how close he can get back to him. And obviously we're just going to follow Optic's DRS and just try to sneak into that 1 second. You can see Bard is also 7/10 back as well, so it's just really just one big confuffle at the moment. That kind of is. But we're going to possibly box next lap, so Docta probably will jump us on this, but Reimer does not pit. Optic does pit, and Optic is going to probably undercut his teammate here, and Bard as well is coming into the pits as well. Spicy stays out. Mac also could be staying out as well, Mac and Cheese, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Good stop from the crew, 2.2, really good stop. And Ethan Turpey actually pitted before all of us, so Ethan Turpey I think is in the lead, and he's leading this race, and he's actually going to jump ahead of all of us as Docta does get around Optic. So he's actually, that undercut has kind of worked just a little bit, and he should undercut Reimer. Here comes Little Plays, who is a D2 driver for Mercedes, is reserving for the D1 race, and he's making a good effort. He's actually caught up to this as well, and obviously we're kind of warming up on our tires at the moment, but he's got pretty good pace, and his tires a little bit warmed up than us, but we've actually lost the DRS range to Optic, so we have to try to get that back if we can. And we mainly just got to pray that, you know, Optic can catch back up to Docta at the moment. And obviously those two are kind of running similar at pace at the moment, but you can just see that obviously at the moment that Little Plays is still trying to make a good effort to get around us here. I don't think he really wants to work together with us. That's kind of what I think I'm understanding, but obviously Bard as well is also behind that train of cars. So everybody's just kind of split up at the moment. We have Squirrel and the Kick Sauber, who's kind of really splitting up the middle of this train, but Spicy now will take the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. Obviously he is on a completely different strategy than all of us. He's on the hard tire, and he will most likely go to the medium. So obviously that is kind of his plan that I'm getting. As you can see, Optic trying to make a pass on Squirrel, and he's actually got really close to Squirrel at this point. He's going to make that pass. It's going to be close between me and Reimer on the pit exit. Let's see who jumps ahead. Reimer will jump ahead than all of us. We actually have to back out just a little bit. Obviously don't want to hit him in the back, but here comes Little Plays, who might go down the inside here in the Mercedes, and he does sneak his nose on the inside, so we have to a little bit some clean wheel-to-wheel racing here between Little Plays and the Mercedes. Going to possibly go down the inside here. Not the best opportunity, but he kind of backs out just a little bit. And great race between me and him, but now we got to burn all the battery in the world to mainly just not lose that time. But we should get the DRS from Reimer, and yes we do. And he is going to make a pass on Squirrel. So they're moving up the grid pretty quickly, so we have to try to catch back up. We do make the pass on Squirrel. It was a fairly easy pass, just right down on the main straight. So we did make that pass, and actually you see Bard as well made an opportunity on that as well. So now we just have to follow Reimer through and kind of just use Reimer's raw pace to catch back up to Optic and Docta, who are most likely going to be fighting for first and second. And obviously we have a pretty big gap behind, but you can see Bard is catching up quite a bit. He was 1.1, now he's 2.2. So he's lost a little bit of time, obviously, but yeah, at the moment we're just not 100% sure. But still leading the race, I believe that is ABJ, and that is the Ferrari, I think, of Spicy. Yeah, that is Spicy, I believe, maybe, or that may be someone else. I'm not 100% sure. But Ethan Turfy is actually ahead of Optic, I believe, and Docta, so they're both just kind of in that middle, like I mean, Ethan, he's making, like, he is going to be a driver that is going to be fighting for wins. He is very quick. So we have a kind of a fifth driver who is kind of in between this middle of the pack, obviously, that is making a good effort, obviously, for Williams. So it's kind of three different teams in this top kind of battle right now in Australia at the moment. But you can just see we're just using Reimer's raw pace to just kind of follow him through, and which I've done in multiple leagues with him. Specifically, if you remember, I believe it was Brazil in LDR. We used his pace to kind of catch back up. I think it was also Spain as well, where he let him past us, and we made a just good charge. So that's kind of what is the deal between me and him. So I'm just kind of using his raw speed to catch us back up. But you can see Ethan has now actually lost out to Optic as well. So obviously Ethan did pit a lot earlier than all of us, so he is going to be a little bit on that struggle bus when it comes to tires. Spicy has made his pit stop. He is pitting for the medium tires. He's actually going to be behind Mac, who now both Ferraris 7th and 8th, and we're going to make a pass actually on Ethan Turfy. We have a good run on Reimer, but I don't really want to pass Reimer here. I just kind of want to just follow him through at the moment. It's really going to cook up my tires, but I trust him more than my raw pace at the moment. I think his is a lot better, so if he drags us through, he drags us through. And he's actually doing a good job because those two are fighting. Optic makes the pass on Docta, and we finally have a couple other positions that have moved up. Lap 19 now, about almost 10 laps to go. Now the real racing is going to begin here on lap 19. I believe we have a slow, I think that might be a slow McLaren yesterday, this funny wave band, and he's actually out, and a safety car has been deployed. And actually that might have just costed Reimer, because now they have to double stack down at Alpine. So that strategy has kind of worked. I think Bard just hit us.
Bard? Jesus,
I think Bard might have just hit the back of our car. Thankfully he didn't get a penalty. Thankfully he didn't. And yeah, that's all that matters. So I didn't get one either, but Spicy is actually gonna Spicy's gonna lead this race. I think he is. I think Spicy's leading the Grand Prix. So hey, good for him. Obviously he's on a different strategy. I think he really just got shafted with that. I thought he was gonna pit for another set of mediums, but he didn't. So he's obviously gonna be a little bit slower than all of us, but he's still gonna make a good effort. He's got pretty good pace. So we'll see what happens. We go back underway for the race. And you can see Reimer was the only one that really got shafted on that, maybe a little bit of a double stack, because he had to double stack behind his teammate Optic. So yeah, now the goal is just to kind of stay with Docta and Optic and see kind of what happens in this Grand Prix. But this is the moment where everything starts falling apart. Obviously, by the intro, the wheel starts disconnecting right here. So apologies for the language that is going to be said, because the language is going to be, if you're offended by the language, I do apologize, because there might be a couple F-bombs dropped in there.
I have no force feedback.
Also having no force feedback either. Force feedback went out, and also everything about the wheel just went out. I mean, everything was just disconnecting on my side, and I've lost force feedback completely, so I don't even know, like, I can't feel when the car is going to go. I can't feel anything. Everything's falling apart as our reaction again is just even more priceless, and this is going to bring actually Bard into this. Bard goes down very late on the inside on the brakes. We give him enough space. He's actually going to make an effort, and he goes side by side between there. We stay ahead of Bard, and Bard might sneak his nose on the inside. We chop him off there. Very good racing. I've had to defend pretty aggressively, and it's been fair. You can see more disconnects.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
My wheel is like acting up.
So many disconnects, and there is the third warning. So this 3-second is gonna have to stay. Unfortunately, we did get a second one, I believe, like later in the maybe earlier on. So yeah, we got the third warning. That's quite unfortunate. Not ideal. So now we're not going to be able to appeal this 3-second. But if you do look at time penalties, though, Docta has 9, Spicy has 6, Bard has 6, Reimer has 3, Optic has none. Optic is the only one right now that has been crystal clear when it comes to penalties, but Docta has made the pass on Spicy, obviously former teammates, obviously now in completely different teams, obviously. So now we're going to try to maybe make a pass here on Spicy, but I just think I'm maybe a little too far back, and he's actually got DRS as well, so I might just kind of hang back, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just the right decision. I don't know. I'm just going to hang back at this point, and I could not really make that pass. He had DRS, I kind of just couldn't make it, and maybe it's just me being a little too cautious at the moment. That was probably maybe the thing. But there goes Bard down on the inside, and he almost made that pass, and Ethan Turfey has made a pass on Reimer. So Reimer and Ethan Turfey are fighting for 6th and 7th. Ethan Turfey does not have a single penalty either, by the way, so he's been crystal clear as well. But Docta has caught back up to Optic, and now we're going to make this pass on Spicy here. Now Spicy's just really vulnerable at this point. Now he's really got no tires, no battery, no nothing. So I'm not sure how much battery he's got, but he's definitely now not feeling it. So now we got to push like hell to catch back up to this train. Obviously we got a couple more laps remaining. Anything can happen. Anything can really happen. So if those two keep on racing, it's going to get a little bit of a back end loss. Starting to lose the car just a little bit. But yeah, if any of those two have a moment somewhere, we'll be able to capitalize on them, and that is really the main goal. But Bard has a great opportunity. You can see Bard's on the hard tire, so Bard has maybe done the right call. He's pitted for the hards. He's actually a little bit quicker than us, so we're gonna let him go. And actually, this might help us a little bit, because now I'm gonna follow Bard through, and he might be able to catch back up to this train, and that might actually be the goal, because I think his pace actually is pretty good in the Aston right now. He's obviously a reserve driver. I feel like he's done quite a few Grand Prix for Aston. So anything can really happen, but Reimer as well behind this pack, and now actually you can see Bard is actually caught back up to the train now. Optic and Docta are most likely fighting for 1st and 2nd. You can see Docta's just trying to sneak his nose. He's just really trying to make a good pass at the moment, but you can see we're starting to approach the last lap now of this race. This is where everything's going to start to get a little bit spicy, but yeah, it's 6 cars in the fight for basically P1 on track, and it's just one massive DRS train. I mean, this is probably, honestly, this is kind of a sad thing because I hate being in a DRS train, but it's just kind of the way the F1 is. You can see Docta goes down the inside on Optic, so first and second place are fighting for positions, and Bard might want to make a little bit of a pass here. Let's see who's clean. Obviously, those two have been beating and banging a little bit, but good wheel by wheel, side by side action. They make a little bit more. As you can see, Optic maybe just kind of snuck around the outside, maybe just a little bit of wheel banging, but they're also getting some connection issues on my side. I'm actually lagging on their screen, and actually lagging quite a bit as Docta and Bard are both lagging, and also I'm lagging. So now
What the fuck is going on right now?
Now that last lap shenanigans has really just fallen apart because of a lag spike from my side, and we've now actually lost that completely. So I apologize to Reimer. I mean, that was, everybody just started lagging. You just see Doctor trying to go down the inside on Optic, but Optic defended that really well. And Bard actually might make a pass on Doctor. He's got a good run. He's might go down the inside. Yes, he does. Bard goes down the inside. We touch the grass a little bit in the entry. Bard actually pushes Doctor off. And that was for second place. And trying to sneak a nose on Bard. We do not make the pass. Here comes Reimer around the outside. Does he make the effort? It's going to be side by side between us through the final corner. Parallel Optic is going to get the win on Pure Race Pace. We're still side by side. We're going to jump ahead of Reimer. We're actually, Ethan Turfey is also going to snag that position. It's P3 on track. Holy hell, what a race. That was crazy. What a last lap effort from us.
Oh god. Well, that penalty really killed the race there. Congrats to Optic and Turfy. I didn't mean Reimer loop. Oh, we were kind of both gonna lose a position anyways, so.
Man, what a race that was. Yeah, honestly, that was just really crazy at the moment. And to get a P4, which actually is going to be P4 on track because Reimer was able to get that 3 seconds removed, you actually will see on the post-race results plus penalties. So we'll start showing that now at the racer's end. But you can see that fast lap was awarded to the man actually in first place. Actually was Parallel Optic. He set a 1:17.9, so he actually went really quick on that lap. So he was very quick. Today we set a 1:19.1. So yeah, Optic was just, he's quick. So he's definitely got a good shot at maybe winning this title. But yeah, there is your finishing results. We snag a P4. We are missing a couple races this season, so that P4, I mean, I don't know, we're going to sit P4 in the standings. I mean, I don't know where we're really going to put us, but yeah, a couple of names that have kind of been a little bit low. There's not, obviously, a couple people actually did miss the race as well, so there's all that stuff. But yeah, so we sit P4 in the drivers. That's actually going to put us somewhere, I think, middle of the pack in the constructors. I'm not 100% sure. Ben had a DNF. He had disconnections on his screen as well. So, yeah, that was basically it for the first race of the season. Pretty aggressive, pretty tight grid. Hopefully we keep this momentum going and make a good effort later on this season to sort of just have a good opportunity to make a good effort. But that's all for me today, guys. Thank you everybody for watching this video. Thank you everybody for all the support you guys have given this channel. I appreciate you all. We are actually at 232 subscribers. I cannot thank you guys enough for the support you guys give this channel. Have a good rest of your day, everybody, and I will see you guys in the next one.